wanted to get on here and just kind of give you some background information about me, a little bit information about my story and how my life has drastically changed over the last, I think, 5 months, really 5 months. Yeah, 5 months since I learned that fear is not the enemy, that fear is actually the best thing that could ever happen to you in your business. So a little background information on me. My name is Amanda King. I am a women's business and empowerment coach. And the year of 2018 was the worst year of my fucking life. Legit, the worst year of my life. I struggled so hard in 2018. In 2016 or 2017, I had left my plush, beautiful corporate job. I was a corporate pastry chef for a local chain restaurant in DC. I had 5 restaurants that I was in charge of all of the desserts for, and I loved the company, but after opening a restaurant, I was burnt out. I was really burnt out. I was pretty much, like, to put it, I guess in the most mild sense of the word, I was like 30 seconds from having a complete and utter mental breakdown. Like, legit mental breakdown. My body had gone to hell. My mind had gone to hell. My emotional state had gone to hell. So finally I turned around and I left. I left on New Year's Eve, I think of 2017, 2016, and the journey afterwards was fucking terrible. And I wish I could give you some like really truly positive, like, yes, do what you do. But I am a person who likes to be transparent as fuck, and I love to tell people how really truly hard the struggle was, because a lot of people see my success and they think, oh, this girl came out of nowhere, but that's not true. I had a lot of shit happen to me in 2 years that completely put me in a state of overwhelm and a state of fear that was debilitating to my life. I left my beautiful corporate pastry chef job and ended up dog walking just to pay the bills. I ended up dog walking. I ended up building this big, beautiful dog walking business just to have it literally crumble in front of me, just evaporate. I went from pretty much, it was a 6-figure business, making about 10K a month, a little under, to making barely 3 to 4K a month, barely being able to fucking pay my own bills with it. And then I joined a network marketing company. Yeah, it was a lot of ups and downs this year. I joined a network marketing company and I loved the products. I loved them so much and they helped me so much. I was literally a true success story with them. I had lost 24 pounds. I was feeling amazing. I decided to be a health and wellness coach. I decided I wanted to build a team. I wanted financial freedom. Like, dog walking had just exploded in front of me and I needed to find another avenue to make some money. And I always thought I had the personality to sell things. I can sell things, right? Like, I'm personable. I'm a nice person. I can do this. So I joined this network marketing company and I fucking failed hard. I flopped so unbelievably hard. I could not sell a damn thing. I couldn't sell a damn thing. I tried so hard. I did everything that my upline told me to do. I did all of the pictures. I did all of the curiosity marketing. I did all of the networking. I did all of the coaching, all of the cold messaging. I coached and coached and coached and I messaged and I messaged and I messaged and nothing happened. Absolutely nothing happened. I wasn't selling shit. I could not make a sale. It was $180 for a challenge pack, and I couldn't even sell $180. Every time I would get into the DMs, every time I would get into the sales, I could feel the fear just fucking taking over. I could feel the fear of, what if they say no? What if they don't like me? What if, like, this isn't for them? What if they don't have the success and they turn around and they blame me for it? I just let the fear creep in and completely take over. And I tried so hard. And I had been bashing my head off of a wall for a year with this network marketing company, trying to make it work. And I was miserable. I wasn't aligned with what they were trying to make me do. I wasn't aligned with the mission, but I felt I had to make it work because that's what my upline was telling me. They said, you can't quit. Quitting is for losers. Quitting is for people who can't hack it. Quitting is not an option right now. But all I really truly wanted to do was quit. But I didn't. Why? Because I was afraid of what they were going to say. I was afraid that my upline was then going to go around and talk shit about me. I was afraid that my upline was going to judge me for not wanting to do it. I was afraid my upline was going to turn around and say to me, bitch couldn't even hack it. That's why she didn't succeed. She didn't do all of this stuff. I was terrified to leave, so I stayed. I stayed and beat my head against a wall forever, wanting so hard to make it work, wanting so hard to be able to find the financial freedom that I've always wanted. And I didn't. I just kept playing small. I kept sitting there and saying, I can't quit. I can't do it. I'm too afraid. What do I do if I quit? What the fuck am I going to sell? At least with this company, I have like something to sell. I have guidelines. I have training. I have all of this. Like, how can I step out onto my own? I can't step out into my own. I can't do that. What am I? I'm worthless, right? Who am I to sit here and try to sell something? Who am I to step out into my own and claim my expertise? Who the fuck am I? I'm just some girl from a small town that no one gave a shit about. Who am I? I mean, I can't even make network marketing work. Who the fuck am I to do this? What are they going to say? What are they going to tell me? What is the group going to think? What are all these ladies that I had formed these relationships with? What are they going to say about me? And then I hit a breaking point in December. After trying to just kind of tiny little steps onto stepping out to my own, I launched a dessert course, failed. I launched a cookbook, failed. Everything was failing. Everything was crumbling. And I was still trying to do network marketing. I was still trying. And in December, shit hit the fucking fan. In December of 2018, after already a year of struggling, after already a year of feeling like I wasn't worth anything, to be quite honest, because I felt like I wasn't worth anything. I was broke as fuck, which was probably my biggest fear in my entire life. My parents, they're fucking terrible with money. I love them both, but they are terrible with money. And it has been this fear that has lived deep down inside of my body that I would turn out the same way, right? They're my parents. It's in my DNA. It's gonna happen to me. There's no way to avoid it. So in December, I sat there and I looked at my bank account and I had $50 fucking in my bank account. And I just started hysterically crying. And Adam, my fiance, comes over to me and he's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I have no money. He's like, what do you mean you have no money? I'm like, I have no fucking money. Like, I have no money. He's like, where did the money go? I'm like, I have no money. I had been spending like I was making six figures and not fucking barely 20K a year. I was spending over my limit. And here I was in December faced with the fucking like worst fear of being broke as fuck. Broke as fuck and broken. I was broken. Every day in December I cried. Every single day I didn't want to live. I didn't want to wake up. I didn't want to. Why? Why even wake up? If you wake up in the morning, all you're going to do is stress out about your bank account all day. All you're going to do is wake up and run to your phone and pray to Christ, pray to God, pray to freaking the universe that you have a little bit of money in your account, that you're not in the red. You pray and you hope to God that the next day gets better. And it wasn't. I was just broke. And finally, I had to ask my dad for money. 32 years old. I was 32 years old asking my dad for my fucking money. Dad, please, I'm broke. I have no money. Please help me. And thank God my dad is hella supportive. Thank God my dad had just gotten a bonus at work. Thank God he was able to turn around and hand me money, because without him, I wouldn't have made it through December. But even with that money, even with being able to pay my bills, I felt like shit. My God, how did I let this happen to me? How did I let fear take over my life so much that I'm sitting here at 32 years old having to borrow money from my dad? How the fuck did this happen? When I was 22 years old, I saw big, beautiful things for my 30s. When I hit my 30s, I'm gonna be successful. When I hit my 30s, I'm gonna make so much money. When I hit my 30s, I'm gonna be driving the most beautiful car, living in the most beautiful house, and I'm gonna be amazingly rich when I'm 30. And here I am at 32, and I can't even afford to pay my own fucking bills. And so there it was, my biggest, scariest fear staring me right in the fucking face, telling me I got you. You allowed this to happen. You allowed me to take over your life. You allowed me to make you play small. You did this, Amanda. No one else. You used me as a fucking crutch, because that's what I did. I used fear as a crutch. I used fear as an excuse. I used fear to just hold myself back in every facet of the fucking world, because I didn't. No one held me back. I held me back. Because I let fear take over my life. I let fear tell me I wasn't worth it. I let fear tell me that I was never going to be successful. I let fear tell me that I was going to keep on failing because I had failed so many times before. I had let fear tell me that I could not handle other people judging me and other people sitting here and saying, ugh, this girl again. I let fear do that to me. I gave the power to fear. And in December, when I sat there and I thought to myself, I cannot keep going like this. What is 2019 gonna be to me? Is it just gonna be another year where I'm barely scraping paycheck to paycheck? Is it gonna be another year that I am feeling miserable and worthless and sitting in fear because I'm too afraid to step into my own? I'm too afraid to finally just do what I want to do? Am I going to let fear do this to me again? Am I going to be sitting here in December of 2019 crying on Christmas with no presents, without seeing family because I couldn't afford to do it? Am I going to let myself do that? Am I going to let fear do that to me? Am I going to allow me to do that to me? And in December of 2019, I said to myself, enough is a fuck enough. I can't do this. It's exhausting. Fear is exhausting. Talking myself out of things is exhausting. Using fear as a crutch is exhausting. I can't do this shit any fucking more. And so on Christmas Day, as I sat there, side story. I was supposed to cook prime rib on Christmas Day, and I went to cook it and realized I never pulled it out of the freezer. So not only was I broke as fuck, not only was I not able to get presents for my family, not only was I able not to see my family on Christmas, I forgot to pull the fucking prime rib out of the freezer, so we didn't even have Christmas dinner. I had a bottle of champagne, cried myself to sleep, and passed out on our couch at 7:30 at night. That was my Christmas. And I woke up the next morning and I thought to myself, this is it. Amanda, you're gonna be 33 this year. It's time to show the fuck up or get the fuck out. It's time to finally do what you've always wanted to do, what you feel that you're being pulled to do, which at the time was this, life coaching. It's time to do this, or it's time to just shut the fuck up, go back into corporate world, work your way back up in pastry land, because at this point I had been out of the corporate world for almost 2 years. It's time to shit or get off the pot. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Amanda? And so on December 26th, I made a vow to myself, I'm not doing this again. I made a vow to myself as I sat there and I looked at all of my fears right in front of me and thought to myself, I don't give a fuck how fearful I am, I'm doing it anyway. I don't care if my stomach twists in knots. I feel like my asshole is gonna fall out. I am going to do it anyway. Every single time I feel this disgusting excitement, terrifying, body shaking, can't breathe, debilitating feeling towards something, I'm gonna fucking do it anyway. And that's what I did. On January 1st, I stood up to the world and I said, I'm gonna be a life coach. Whether you want to follow me, go ahead. If you don't, there's an unfollow button. There's a block button. You don't have to watch my live videos. You don't have to like me. I'm not everyone's cup of tea and I'm okay with that. But guess what? This is happening. I'm showing up as me, true, authentic me. I am not going to sit here anymore in fear and allow fear to control me. I am not going to stand in my own fucking way anymore. And so January 1st began the very first day of my new life. January 1st was the first day I looked fear in the face and I made it my fucking bitch. I showed up on live video on Instagram. I showed up on live video on fucking Facebook and said, this is happening. I know that you may not want to follow me. I know that you may think I'm too loud. I'm obnoxious. I swear too much. I move around too much during live videos. I don't care. If you don't support me, that's fine. It's not your job to support me. It's my job to support me. If you are an unsupportive family member, great. Keep to your sidelines because I got the blinders on and I'm going fucking forward. And I started showing up consistently every single day. Every single day I looked fear in the face. Every single day I got uncomfortable as fuck. And I showed up. I hit go live. I wrote the post that I would always be too afraid to post. I started talking about topics that I knew would piss people off, but I didn't care because I was showing up for me. I was not going to have 2018 happen in 2019. So I showed the fuck up in every aspect of my life. I call it the subtle art of not giving a fuck. I showed up as true, authentic me. I showed up with makeup on. I showed up without makeup on. I showed up dressed up. I showed up in freaking Adam shorts and an oversized t-shirt with 16 stains of toothpaste on me. I showed up to speak about topics that people wanted to hear about, and I showed up to talk about controversial shit that people don't want to talk about. I showed up, I took a stand, and I stood in my own beliefs. I showed up every single day. Every single day for the last 5 months, I've showed up on live video. I faced fear and said, not today, ho. I'm going. Every single time I felt that fear, I hit play. I did it anyway. And then before I knew it, I made my first sale on February 6th, and I will never forget that day, and I will never forget that person. And she paid in full, and I just about threw up. I was so excited and then instantly fucking terrified. Terrified. I was absolutely terrified. What if she's the only one who signs up? What if like, do I offer her one-on-one coaching? What if no one else signs up? What if this is just my one thing, right? Like, what if it's only her? What if it's no one else? What if this program flops? Oh my God, you know what? This means I have her life in my hand. What if I can't do this? What if I can't show up consistently? What if all of this bullshit happens? Fear was creeping in again. And so I looked fear in the face again and I said, not today, motherfucker. And I kept pushing forward. And before I knew it, that one sale of $400 turned into a $15,000 launch. My first program ever was a $15,000 launch. Because I looked fear in the face and every time I felt fucking uncomfortable, I did it anyway. Every time I was scared, I did it anyway. All of a sudden it was like this just compound effect of beauty. February, I hit a 20K month. Fucking March, my biggest month was like 34,000. Freaking April, 34,200. Fucking May, I had $24,000 of sales in 9 days in May. 9 days. And I am at $31,000 of sales as of today for May. And I still have about 2 weeks left of May. That is what happens when you look fear in the face and keep fucking going, because I'm going to tell you something that's going to hurt to hear. This is real talk and it's going to sting a little, but fear, it'll never go away. It won't. No matter what level you hit in life, fear will always be there. It's not like it just disappears with your success. It will always be there. No matter what level of success you hit, whether it's 6 figures, you're going to feel fear. Whether it's 7 figures, you're going to feel fear. It's never going to go away. It will always be by your side. It will just be at a whole new fucking level. If you don't think that I am fearful, I am terrified. I have hit this level of success so fast that I did not physically feel ready for it. I thought I was going to make $8,000 this year. I had seen all these massive coach, Lorna Liz Love, Jen Casey, Melanie Ann Layer. They all made like fucking Catherine, I can't think of her last name all the time, Manifestation Babe. $8,000, $10,000 in their first year. And here I am 3 months later from my first sale hitting the 100K in sales mark. And I was fucking terrified. I'm still terrified to this day. What if my 15 minutes is up? What if no one ever buys a program for me again? What if I fail miserably? What if I have a dissatisfied customer? What if I can't handle this up level? What if? Every single day I wake up with fear. But I've learned that this fear is this beautiful thing. And the day that I wake up not being scared is the day I don't want to wake up at all. Why? Because fear is what pushes me. Fear is what makes me step up. Fear is what makes me talk about the things that people don't want to talk about. Fear is literally what created and made my business big, beautiful, powerful, strong, inspiring as fuck. Fear did that. Fear helped me go from 0 sales to 100K in sales in 3 months. Fear did that. Because every time I felt fear, I knew I was doing something right. Every time I felt that, oh gosh, no. I knew I was doing something right. Every time I would shake, every time I felt like I couldn't breathe, I knew I was doing something right, because fear only appears when you're getting uncomfortable. Fear only appears when you're doing something right. We sit here and we think that it's this big, scary monster that's supposed to be taking over our life, but it's not. Fear is just a child. It is your inner child acting the fuck up because you are stretching and you're growing and you're getting uncomfortable. And a child cannot handle so much change so quickly. Think about a child. They're used to a routine, right? They're used to being taken to a nap. They're used to be getting fed at certain times. And what happens when you go to a birthday party and that kid gets thrown out of routine? That kid freaks the fuck out, has a complete and utter mental meltdown. A complete and utter mental breakdown. That kid throws a tantrum. That kid's crying. The kid so fucking hyperventilating, crying. You can't even process. You can't even process it. That's exactly what fear is. Start looking at fear like a little child, because that's all it is. It's a child. It's your inner child saying, I don't want to be big. I don't want to succeed. I don't want to do these things. I want to keep playing small. And that kid is just scared, man. Think of it. That kid is just scared. The kid is uncomfortable. But you can help that kid not be uncomfortable. You can help that kid grow every single time you hit play anyway. Every single time you post what you want to post without giving a fuck what other people think. Every single time you post that picture of yourself, and if one hater sits there and says you look ugly, you're like, man, I don't care. That's what it does. That's what you can do. You can take the fucking power back from fear. It does not control your life. It is not what's holding you back. You are. You are the determining factor of whether or not your business will succeed or fail, not fear. You are. And you should find some comfort in that, right? Because it's in your control. It's not up to fear. It's up to you. It is in your complete and utter control. You've got this. You can look at fear today and say to yourself, not today. I'm not going to let you play small. I'm not going to make you put me in this box anymore. I was put on this planet for bigger things, because I know you were. I know you were put on this planet for bigger, more beautiful, better things than you have right now. I know for a fact that you have this passion inside of you that just, it fires up every little fucking fiber of being in your body. I know that you were put on this planet for a purpose. So follow that purpose. Stop using fear to hold you back and use fear to catapult yourself to the next level. Use fear to change your life for the better. Use fear to go from 0 sales to a 6-figure sales at such a rapid pace that you can't even fathom. Use fear to push yourself every day outside of your comfort zone. Use fear to thrive, because that's what you can do. You have the power inside you. You have the light inside of you. You are the only person on this planet who can stand in your way, and you are the only person in this planet who can make things happen. So today, make things happen. Every time you feel that fear, do it anyway. Every time you feel that fear, know you're doing something right. It's not wrong. It's not bad. It's not guilt. It's not shame. It's right. It is right. So do it. Do it anyway. Even if you can't breathe, even if you have to fucking breathe into a freaking brown paper bag for an hour and a half before, do it anyway. Do the things that make you uncomfortable. Do the things that make you want to vomit. Do them anyway. And I promise you, if you face fear, and make it your bitch, you will catapult in your life and your fucking business today. I love you guys so much. I hope you have an amazing day. Bye. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like what you saw, go right ahead and click the subscribe button. Also, don't forget to head over to iTunes and check out my podcast, Fierce as Fuck. Thank you so much, and go grab today by the balls and make it your bitch.